Hey Clock Africa family, welcome back to the channel. We've got a lot to unpack today, and you already know, when we bring you a story, we go all the way in. So let's dive deep into one of the most chaotic celebrity divorces we've seen in a while. Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. What started out as a high-profile love story has now become a never-ending courtroom battle, filled with allegations, counterclaims, and rising tensions. It's more than just a breakup. It's a storm of drama that keeps unfolding with each new legal filing. So here's where things currently stand. Jeannie Mai has come forward yet again, this time accusing Jeezy of violating their divorce settlement agreement. According to recent court documents, Jeezy was legally required to transfer the title of a 2021 Range Rover to Jeannie. It wasn't just a casual agreement, it was written into their divorce settlement. But according to Jeannie and her legal team, he still hasn't done it. The court didn't brush it off either. In fact, the judge ruled that Jeezy had willfully failed to follow through with the transfer. The word willfully here is key because it suggests the court believes this wasn't a simple mistake or a delay caused by red tape. The judge made it very clear. If Jeezy keeps ignoring the terms of the agreement, he could be facing jail time. Now, this isn't the first clash between the two during this messy split. Let's rewind to December 2024. Jeannie, with full legal approval, went to Jeezy's house to retrieve her remaining personal belongings. It should have been straightforward, but according to Jeannie, when she arrived, she was met with resistance. Jeezy reportedly instructed his manager not to let her inside. Things escalated fast. Jeannie ended up calling the
I want to
police
make sure.
just to gain
I can't say
access
for
to the
addition. You might be
property.
right. He might have packed
And when
everything
she
for me,
finally
but I
got
deserve a
in,
walkthrough.
she claims that some of her things were missing, while others were damaged beyond use. A situation that should have been handled calmly ended up being tense and emotionally charged. And remember, this was happening under a court order, so it wasn't just drama, it was a legal situation. Let's now move on to the financial side of things, because that's where things get even more intense. Jeannie is accusing Jeezy of failing to pay $4,000 in agreed-upon childcare expenses. That's money that was supposed to go toward supporting their daughter, Monaco. But that's not all. She's also saying that he hasn't deposited $500,000 into a trust fund that was created for Monaco as part of their divorce agreement. And it doesn't stop there. Jeannie is also demanding nearly $93,000 in rent reimbursements. To be exact, $92,417.39, covering the period from May through August. That's a hefty amount, and Jeannie's legal team says it was supposed to be paid back based on the terms they settled on. Now, Jeezy isn't taking these claims quietly. He's fighting back and offering his side of the story. According to Jeezy, that $500,000 trust fund has already been established. He says it's done and set up properly. As for the $4,000 in childcare expenses, Jeezy says he's not refusing to pay, but claims he hasn't seen any receipts or documents showing how the money was spent. When it comes to the rent reimbursements, Jeezy says he doesn't trust the paperwork Jeannie submitted. In fact, he's going so far as to suggest that the lease agreements she included might be fraudulent or, at the very least, not verifiable. Then there's the whole situation with the Range Rover title. Jeezy's side says the holdup is the fault of the DMV. He claims it's just a delay in processing and not an intentional move to avoid following the court order. But let's be real. When a judge starts threatening jail time, it usually means they've seen enough excuses. It means they believe someone's playing games with the court's time. And if you think that's the end of it, there's more. Jeannie has also raised serious concerns about safety. She claims that while she and Monaco were still living in the home, Jeezy left unsecured firearms in common areas. In one specific allegation, she says she found an AK-47 rifle stored inside a Louis Vuitton bag, just lying around in the house while their toddler daughter was present. That's not something any parent would take lightly. Jeezy has strongly denied those accusations. He's called them false, disturbing, and misleading, saying there's no truth to the claims. Still, they've now made their way into court documents and could impact any custody-related decisions moving forward. Let's step back for a second. This divorce was filed in 2023. We're now in 2025. That's almost 2 years of back and forth, with no sign of it slowing down. And at the center of all this is a 3-year-old girl, Monaco. She didn't ask for any of this, but unfortunately, she's the one who's going to be affected the most if this situation keeps spiraling. Jeannie and Jeezy are going to be in each other's lives for the long haul. Whether they like it or not, co-parenting is part of the deal. And the longer this legal mess continues, the harder it becomes to establish any kind of peace or stability for their daughter. Right now, it feels like both sides are locked into a never-ending battle of accusations, legal filings, and emotional strain. Jeannie's team says one thing, Jeezy's team counters it, and the courtroom becomes the battleground. But in the end, the most important thing should be their child. And that's what makes this whole situation so sad. Somewhere along the line, the focus shifted from resolution to retaliation. So, what's next? Will Jeezy be held in contempt of court if he doesn't comply soon? Will the judge side with Jeannie on the money issues? And what about those serious safety concerns involving firearms? All of these questions are still up in the air. And that's where you come in, Clock Africa family. We want to hear your thoughts. Do you think Jeezy is trying to dodge his responsibilities and play the system? Or is this a case of misunderstandings and legal delays being blown out of proportion? Drop your opinions in the comments. We'll be reading them all. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any updates. This is Clock Africa, your go-to source where real stories meet real voices. Until next time, stay sharp, stay informed, and stay tuned.